HR tried to erase my promotion. The jury gave me more than I asked for. The day I should have been popping champagne, I found myself sitting across from the HR director in a cold glass office. I had been promoted to vice president just 1 week earlier. My name had been announced in a company-wide memo. My parents had cried when I told them. My team baked me a cake. But now HR slid a paper across the desk. It didn't say congratulations. It said, "We regret to inform you." They erased the promotion I had worked 10 years to earn and handed it to someone else. When I protested, Lisa, the HR director, smirked and said, "Promotions aren't guaranteed. Don't push this, Naomi, or you'll lose more than you think." For weeks I believed her. I thought I had no choice but to accept the humiliation. But one forgotten document, one lawyer who refused to be intimidated, and one jury gave me more than I ever imagined. Before I share how it happened, subscribe to Lawful Payback and comment where you're watching from. My name is Naomi Velasquez. I'm 37 years old, and I was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas. For more than a decade, I worked at Lone Star Financial Services, a mid-sized banking company. I started as the girl answering phones, filing folders, grabbing coffee when asked. Slowly, step by step, I climbed the ladder. First analyst, then senior analyst, then project lead. I was never flashy. I didn't schmooze at happy hours or golf with executives. But I was reliable. I worked nights, weekends, holidays. I carried projects that other people dropped. I wasn't just doing my job, I lived it. My phone was always buzzing. Even at my parents' house for Sunday dinner, I'd be typing reports between bites of enchiladas. And it showed. My reviews glowed. Clients requested me by name. My boss once laughed and said, "If I had 5 names, we'd be running Wall Street." So when the vice president of client accounts announced he was retiring, everyone whispered, "Naomi's a lock." And in January it was official. My name appeared in the company-wide email. "Congratulations to Naomi Velasquez, our new vice president of client accounts." I can't explain what that felt like. My parents teared up. My mother said, "Mija, this is why you worked so hard." My father told all his friends at church. My team decorated my desk with streamers. It felt like I had finally arrived. Or so I thought. A week later I got an email from HR. "Please come by our office at 3 p.m. I didn't think much of it. I figured it was paperwork. Instead, Lisa, the HR director, didn't smile. She slid a paper across the desk. "This is to confirm the company has reassessed the decision. The vice president promotion has been reassigned to another candidate." I blinked. "What? Who?" She folded her hands calmly. "Michael Grant. He has leadership qualities you lack." Michael, the man I trained, the man with 4 years of experience total. My chest tightened. "You can't do this. It was already announced." Her lips curled into a smirk. "Naomi, promotions aren't official until probation ends. If you fight this, you could lose more than a title. Do you understand?" I walked out numb. The hallway blurred. My nameplate had already been scraped off the VP office door. By Monday morning, Michael was sitting inside, feet on the desk, smiling like he'd earned it. Michael strutted into meetings like a king. "Naomi," he'd say loudly, "could you run through the numbers? You're so detail-oriented." It was humiliating. He even joked once, "Naomi's basically my assistant now." I complained to HR. They brushed me off. "It's done. Move forward." Then retaliation came. My biggest accounts were stripped. My performance review dropped from excellent to average for the first time in my career. Colleagues whispered, "Naomi's bitter. She's jealous." In March, HR put me on a performance improvement plan. Everyone knew what that meant. It was a countdown to firing. At home, bills piled up. I skipped meals so my parents could eat. My landlord called about rent. My credit cards maxed out. Nights stretched endlessly. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if everything I worked for had been a lie. One night, surrounded by unpaid bills, I whispered to myself, maybe Lisa's right. Maybe I should just quit. But then I remembered the pride in my parents' faces. The way my team cheered when the announcement went out. I wasn't going to let them erase me. One night, digging through old folders, I found it. An internal memo, accidentally CC'd to me weeks before the announcement. It clearly stated, Naomi Velasquez, selected and approved by Executive Board for Vice President, effective January 15th. This wasn't tentative. It was final. They hadn't reassessed. They had stolen. The next morning I sat in the office of Rachel Kim, an employment lawyer. She read the memo, her jaw tightening. Naomi, this isn't just unfair. It's illegal. You were demoted after a confirmed promotion, and then retaliated against for protesting. We're suing. Wrongful demotion, retaliation, emotional distress, and lost wages. I whispered. But what if they ruin my career? Rachel leaned forward. They already tried. Now it's your turn to fight back. Lone Star came armed with a wall of lawyers. They claimed I was difficult. They said my promotion was provisional. Michael testified smugly. Naomi's smart with details, but she doesn't inspire confidence. That's why I was chosen. Their attorney grilled me. Miss Velasquez, isn't it true your performance declined? Yes, I said. After HR retaliated against me for objecting. The jury's eyes locked on me. Rachel presented the executive memo. The defense called it a draft. Then Rachel called the former VP of HR. Nervous, sweating, he admitted. That memo was final. Naomi's promotion had been approved. Gasps filled the courtroom. Rachel then called coworkers. They testified how I had been sidelined, forced to train Michael, and targeted unfairly. One even said, voice trembling, we all knew Naomi deserved the role. HR just didn't want her there. Finally, Rachel turned to Lisa. Did you write this email labeling Naomi as unreliable? Lisa stammered. I don't recall. Rachel slapped the printout on the table. This is your signature. Yes or no? Lisa went pale. The defense tried one last angle. The company acted within its discretion. Promotions aren't entitlements. Rachel's closing thundered. This wasn't discretion. This was theft. They stole Naomi's career, tried to bury her with lies, and counted on her silence. But justice doesn't belong to HR. It belongs to you. The jury deliberated less than a day. When they returned, I couldn't breathe. Damages. $5.3 million, lost wages, promotion salary, emotional distress, and punitive damages. I broke down sobbing. My parents hugged me. Rachel whispered, you did it. The judge said, this company acted with malice. The damages reflect that. Lisa resigned. Michael disappeared. Lone Star's reputation crumbled in the press. Former coworkers reached out. You gave us courage. At home, I stood in front of the mirror, whispering the words that once haunted me. Promotions aren't guaranteed. And I smiled. Because the jury gave me something bigger than a title. They gave me back my dignity, and more than I ever asked for. If you believe in standing up when the odds are against you, subscribe to Lawful Payback. The next story will leave you speechless.